Hello there. Welcome to Five Figures. Today I am looking at some, just a strange combination of these chicks from the 90s. Some of these figures they're not very posable. None of these are very posable. These are just like really odd 90s action figures, and yeah, they are odd. I'm going to start off with our front row here. This is Lady Death. These are usually done by the same people who did the Buffy the Vampire Slayer toys. I'm trying to think of the line. The action figure company that did those right now. It's kind of escaping me. I think it was More Collectibles. These are pretty basic. She doesn't stand without her stand. She's just a 5 POA. I mean, all you get is like this rotation at the thigh. That's really it for the leg. And you get like a shoulder swivel on the arm, and the head barely turns. That's really all these figures had going on. You got a cloth cape, which is done quite well. Got a weird... The lines don't... You gotta get them lined up in the back. And then they line up in the front. But yeah, it's a weird, really basic, extremely voluptuous, over-sexualized figures from the 90s. And that's why we love them. That's why we bought them. The paintwork on them is actually really good, as with most More Collectible stuff. Look at the little skull between her clasps on her bra there. Her fingernails are painted. The sword is done amazingly well. The face paint looks a little primitive. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Toy Biz era type figure, like an X-Men figure. But the rest of the figure, definitely not. This is definitely sculpted amazingly by More Collectibles. Comes with their little stand there with the skull thing on it. Just, if you're a fan of Lady Death, it's a good figure to have because then you've got the character. But that is what it is. None of these were very posable back in the day. And, yeah. Another one from More Collectibles I'm going to grab. Take a look at here real quick. Same articulation. You've just got the thigh cuts and the shoulders and the head swivel, and that is really all you get. Her, I can take this off. You can see the amount of detail and paintwork on these things is just stupid, insane. Look at this sword. Look how they did all that. These things are amazing, and they're very cheap to get. I mean, you can usually pick these up for about 10 bucks a piece. And just not super posable at all. Mostly they're just like a statue. Let me look at the name here. This just says Top Cow made in China. This is Medieval Witchblade. In case I didn't say that, I can't remember if I did. One I really was glad to get a while back. Just one I've always admired the look of and wanted to have. I don't have to have much for Witchblade figures, but the medieval one was certainly one that I wanted to have. But when you have something that's this limited in movability, they really, really step it up with their paint job, their sculpt work. And keep in mind, this is like, what, 95? I mean, these were competing against basically your Toy Biz X-Men figures and stuff like that. I mean, really, these were quite amazing for the day. Next up, I'm going to look at... Let me move her out of the way. Since I have to use their stands, these girls take up a lot of space. Let's go with Dawn here. Cry for Dawn. This one, I think, is a McFarlane, if I remember right. And once again, she's basically just a statue. She comes with this incredible base. These are removable. The skull is removable. The sword is removable. She doesn't hold any of it because she just comes with these like open gesturing hands. She comes with this weird plastic see-through top. She gets a little bit of articulation. Her wrists turn. Her shoulders move up and down. That's really it. There is a neck joint that rotates, but the hair is going to keep you from doing any of that. And then there's just this like strange like thigh cut, but where her legs are pre-posed, it really doesn't make any difference because you can't use it. So she is essentially just a statue with a few joints. very McFarlane-esque. If he didn't make this, I would be surprised, but I really feel like he did. But it is just an amazing, I mean, look at the work that they did on this. All the metallic pieces are different. The hair sculpt is amazing. The face paint is amazing. All of the paintwork is amazing. Even on this base thing here, I mean, you got a weird thorn growing out of the pavement. The work is top-notch. If you remember that it's just a statue, and it's not, I mean, it looks great with your figures, but it's not going to pose much. So, it is what it is. It's one of the harder, more bizarre figures to like find. So, there's that for it. I'm going to set her off to the side just a little bit. And we're going to take a look at a different figure from this lot here. This is Chandra Emmons, I think was her name. I know it was Chandra something. From Rising Stars, a comic that I have a few issues of, quite a few actually. I don't remember really reading them, but they have wound up in my collection. I should probably do a video on them someday. She is extremely limited as well, and I'm looking for any sort of print on her. There it is. Made in China. See if I can see who made her. Wow, J. Michael Straczynski. Top Cow Productions. Palisades. Alright, I don't have a lot of Palisades figures, but this, they made several renditions of her. They made her in a green dress with different hair and stuff like that. I remember just picking it up in a comic book shop for like 10 bucks because it was a really beautiful figure. And I was just like, yeah, that is a gorgeous, plainclothes civilian figure, and it just looks really good. It goes in with your Marvel Legends. I mean, she is pretty much Marvel Legends scale. Only articulation you get is the legs at the dress rotate, which is like doing nothing. And then the arms just turn at the shoulder. You get a neck rotation, making her an official 5 POA, but basically she's pre-posed and doesn't really do a lot. But she looks great on a shelf, absolutely gorgeous. The last one I'm going to look at, this gal is a little, this one is odd, just extremely odd. She comes with easily the weirdest base of any of these. Let me pop that off. It comes in all sorts of this weird crap all over it. And she comes with this little weird guy that comes with it. And he basically has a little stand he can stick on there too. This is her stand. And this is the figure. And the thing about this is I'm trying to remember her name. This is a bizarre figure. I actually got her new in the package. She was $3 at a store. And I can't remember if her name is like Metallica, or I want to say it's like Metallica or Ironica or Ionica, or it's some weird like kind of generic Bionica. I think it might be Bionica. I'm trying to remember her name. You could push this button and her eyes would glow red, and it looked really creepy. For some reason that has stopped working. I'm assuming the batteries have died. This figure is large and weird, but she does have knee joints. She has weird the thigh joint that just like rotates out, jointed to the shoulder, and a single jointed elbow and a wrist rotation, and her head turns, making her by far the most posable of any of these girls. But I'm pretty sure it's Bionica. But yeah, I have never seen a figure like this until I got this figure, and I have never seen one since, even remotely this weird and strange. Very long, weird legs, very creepy humanoid whatever design, the elongated skull. It's an odd one. It is super odd. But just one that I had to show. These are just some weird independent stuff that I found, and some weird just stuff in general. But at least the other properties, I've heard of their comics, I've seen some of their stuff, and Bionica here, I had no idea. This is somebody that, like, let me tip that up just a little bit, maybe get her whole head in there. Just an odd figure that like I said, I don't know if she had a comic. I don't know what her deal was. I just know that she makes single-handedly probably one of the creepiest figures in my collection. And that's why I wanted to share it. So you've got some weird 90s girl action here going on, and I guess if you like it, give me a like. Anyway, that's all I've got. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.